Hello, everyone. My name is Tucker, and welcome back to our Russian fishing or spin fishing series. So, today I just cast everything in, was getting ready to start up the recording, and immediately hooked this fish. So, logged in about 11:20 in the morning here. The bottom rods are cast out behind me, both on wet bread, and caught this one immediately, and it started pulling drag. So, it was time to go ahead and start up the recording. So, haven't missed anything at all. I did poke around in the tackle shops on a different account over at Winding and Mosquito. The spiker is still not in stock. It's not in stock here or at Oldberg either. So we still don't have the dark black spiker. I thought about buying another lure. It's not here. So I decided against, at least for now, maybe when we travel to buy stuff for Kuori, we'll get it. But right off the bat, 1.7 kilo chub. Nice fish to start the day. Looks like we got a couple of good fish on the spin rod or the bottom rods as well. So it's kind of late afternoon, about 4:30 my time, U.S. Central Time on Saturday. On November 11th or November 5th today. A little bit tired. I spent the last hour and a half or so out in the yard putting up some hammering some T-posts into the ground to put up some fencing tomorrow. We got a lot of rain yesterday, so that made that a little bit easier, but I work a desk job, so swinging a 4-pound sledgehammer over my head repeatedly has worn my right arm out a little bit today. So, kind of glad I actually logged in earlier to do this episode, and it was raining for the next 2 or 3 days here at Belaya, so I switched over and did my float fishing episode early. And I'm kind of glad I did that because I need a little bit more control over my arm for that series than I do for this one. So that turned out well. Today's goal, I really want to get to 16 before the end of today's episode. It should be very possible. That would unlock Kuori. Then between episodes, we'll go buy some better rods. I don't think we're going to have enough silver to afford an upgraded reel or the upgraded reel I want. So what I'll probably end up doing for Kuori to start is potentially do something a little bit stupid and use the 2 Lacertes off the bottom rods for starting. Long term we'll want to get 2 new reels, but we just won't be able to afford them. I'm looking at in the 10 kilogram range for at least one of them. Or at least the first one I get, I want it to be in the 10 kilogram range. So got a little ways to go for that. I don't think I've turned up my speed, I just realized. This cast didn't go where I wanted it to. It was sitting up on the rock, so I'm not entirely surprised we haven't hooked a fish today. Or on this cast, we've hooked 2 fish. Brain is not working well today. Should be something semi-decent, not amazing. This one does have a smaller hook on it. I got a size 1 on that one. I think I got a 14. Yeah, I got a 14 on this one. So. Hopefully my voice sticks with me. With being out in the yard, we still had quite a bit of wind out there, so a lot of stuff getting blown around. Obviously, I just had to clear my throat there for a second, so hopefully my voice sticks with me through the episode today. We only need, looks like about 8,500 experience points, so It'd be pretty easy to get to 16 today. Assuming a fish actually bites. My guess is we'll have about a little over 1,000 silver at the end of the episode. I think we're closest to 1,000. Yeah, 920. So if we have a little over 1,000 silver, we should be able to afford 2 upgraded spin rods that will support bigger reels. And that way we don't need to really do a step up. So buy the rods first and then step up to the reels that'll support the right fish. At least that's my thought. And I haven't done my research yet to see which rods I want. I have an idea, but I want to look through everything between episodes. So even if we get to 16 early before the end of the episode, we will not be going to Kuori today. And if we don't get to 16 before the end of the episode, I may fish between episodes to get there. All right, let's try this one. It's close to the spiker that we lost. So far, I haven't been happy with it. It is late afternoon, so not the best time to be fishing, though. I got something. Another chub. Try this side of the rock. Five fish, 9 minutes. So yeah, definitely a little bit slow today. It's not just my brain thinking that. At least something nibbling the bottom rods. I'm not convinced there's a fish on, but it's definitely getting a couple of nibbles. I don't know if that was a fish on or if I was just dragging it over part of the rock. I did not look at cafe orders, so I may do that to see if there's a rough order for overnight. I think there might be something on the other rod too. Trying to tell if it's just a nibble or if it's a bite. Since it just went slack, I'm going to say it's a bite. It is. It was a crappy crucian though. New personal record cast. Didn't expect that. Let's go look at the cafe real quick. See what the options are for today. There is a rough order. It's probably all we'll get, so we'll probably go for that rough order tonight. I'm gonna try a bit of a different spot just because that one's been so quiet today. I think I'll still be able to hear the bottom rods from here. You can definitely hear a dog snore from here though. He at least got to play and help me put the fence up. Got to talk to the neighbor dog, that type of thing. And of course, he's the reason I'm having to put a fence up or extend my fence. I've got your kind of typical chain link fence. It's 3-4 foot tall and it can easily be scaled. So I'm adding some welded wire on top of it. I've actually done this on one side of my yard already and it worked pretty well. So got enough to do the other two sides now, but T-posts are not easy to find. I've ordered a couple sets from local big box stores, and every time I go there, they say they have 140 in stock, and they have 6. And I need, let's see, I ordered 15 this time. I only got 6, so I needed 20, that's 12. Need about 22, 23 total. And it went for a couple months with whatever's going on with the supply chain where there were none even in stock the times I was checking. So been a little bit of a struggle to get what I need there. I need the 6.5 foot tall ones. instead of the typical 4 or 5 foot tall. Did get something here on this standard Aquila. It was a small pike, and I think I just heard the bottom rods. Yep. I think I'm going to move down that way. I tend to have more luck for rough down that way anyway, so. Speaking of rough, dig up some rough rocks, get some more worms that we can eat, then turn around and use to catch the rough with. Still got time before rough time, so I'm just going to cast these out over here. Nine fish in 18 minutes, so still pretty slow fishing. Let's try the black dragonfly stream. Birds flying over just scared me. Wasn't sure what the graphics were. It was the shadow of the birds flying by. There they go again. Thought something had broken on my rod or something for a second because I had just cast. Did hear the bottom rod jingle jangle for a second, but doesn't sound like it was actually a good bite. Dark Aquila gets a bite again. Another chub. Small one, unfortunately. Getting close to rough time, but not quite there yet. Meant to dig before I cast, so cast and then dig. Probably should have locked the reel before I set the rod down, though. Still a little early, but I'm going to go ahead and set up for rough. Partially because I want to move further down the island anyway. Or I think up the island, technically. I think this way is north, yep. One of those I said something that I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. All right, let's put a size 22 on this one. We got 3 red worms, so I'll put one of the 3 on it. 8 clip. Then we'll put the 20 on this hook, or the size 20 hook on this reel and rod with normal worm. Also an 8 clip. All right. Meant to hit A and hit Q there, and then hit escape twice to back out instead of once. Did just realize I forgot to change the quiver tip on the bottom rods. So 25 minutes, 11 fish. Actually gotten slower than what was already slow. Hopefully the rough bite rate helps fix that. Because we do need, I think, all markers. I think 44 gram rough have to be a marker. That's not a rough. But while it's out of the water, let's change the quiver tip. That's a rough. Okay, so that proves they do have to be a marker, but they have to be bigger than a base marker because that's only a. Hope you have your towel sized one. That was only a 42 gram rough. Didn't change the quiver tip. So while I'm thinking about it, quiver tip change. Looks like right at 8,000 experience points, plus or minus a little bit. 8,046. I'm definitely getting to 16 today. Real life today. I mean, that's only three or four big grayling. So hopefully we get a couple of good graylings. Along with a handful of good rough. Oh, fish. Fish, come back. You were a good one. I thought I heard a jingle jangle a few minutes ago, so figured I'd come take a quick look there. But nothing. The good news about me not catching anything is I'm also not seeing a lot of stuff in chat either. It's not just me that is getting nothing. As No Hinzo gets a 2-kilo chub, and I at least get something decent here by the feel of it. Chub. 1.1 kilo chub. The reason I kind of did a two-step there on the cast was I heard the bottom rod go off and I was trying to decide if I wanted to cancel the cast or not. Not cancel the cast, but not cast as long as I could. Decided against doing that because I wasn't convinced, and I'm still not convinced there's something on there. But I decided I would bring it in about as quickly as I could, in case there were something on there. And it looks like there is something on rod 2. Come on, Big Rough. There's one of 4. Just want to make sure there was not something on one, since we are fishing for small fish. Go back to the dark Aquila, see if we get anything. About 7,500 experience points away. Nothing there. I'm gonna go ahead and switch this off red worm just because it has gotten no bites. Let's try worm. Red worm tends to be the better bait for rough, but they're not biting, they're not biting. See what the weeklies for rough are, I'm curious. For a while it's been worm. Are you rough? Worm, red worm, and bloodworm on the overall. And on the US, caddisfly. Ooh, that's interesting. I don't think I have any caddis though. Nope. Still mad about losing that spiker and not being able to replace it. Maybe Kuori will have one. Although I don't know if I want one of those for Kuori. Come on, fishy fish. Bottom rods are jingle jangling. Which is good because they have definitely not made up for the slow spin fishing today. Also, as a reminder, this weekend tonight is US time change, so these what? Sorry. Didn't expect to get a bottom bleak at 2:30 in the morning. I was saying this is US time change, so the episodes this episode is actually coming out an hour later than in the past because of that. So it'll come out still at 8 o'clock Central US time, 9 o'clock Eastern US in the morning. But that'll be after time change. Which I hope they get rid of soon. I hate time changes. It's going to be interesting with my dog. He's very routine oriented right now. I'm not feeding him by 11:30, 12. He starts whining. So I want to see what happens with time change. Which is part of why I hate time changes. Routines are good a lot of times. At least this one is fall time change, so hours go back. Hello, fish. Thought I felt it jump. I don't think this is anything super major, but reasonable for sure. Very active under the water. Big brown trout. Big brown trout, I think. Yep. Big brown trout. 2,700 experience points. Nice fish. Nice fish. Looks like we're 4.7 thousand experience points away from a level. So just 2 more of those. Small grayling. Brown trout will make up for a little bit of the slowness today. That's probably a 15 to 20 silver fish. I'm just surprised the bottom rods are as quiet as they are. I need to go check on them, just make sure they're not completely slack. Nope, I don't think there's small fish on them. I was just checking the cell phone because it had made text message noises a couple times and wanted to make sure there was nothing I need to care about. My mom's got a small medical procedure on Monday. Ooh, good grayling there at the end. So, gotta keep an eye on that. 1,300 gram grayling, 2,300 experience points. That's another 10 to 12 silver there. And that was a last minute grayling. There's a possibility I'm going to be recording 2 episodes of this account tomorrow because I got to go take my mom in for that medical procedure. Here's another good fish. Another good one. I don't think this is going to get us there. Nope. Just a little bit short of 16. 200 experience points. So pretty much next fish, as long as it's not a horrible, crappy fish, should do it. And I think this one will. Or not. Or not. If it hadn't been a chub, it probably would have. Is that a grayling? Nope, that's another chub. It's a marker. It got us there at least. So level 16, we have now unlocked Kuori Lake. So again, we're not going to be going there today in this episode, but tomorrow we will definitely spend some time at Kuori. It may be dumb, maybe may not be a lot of fun because we're going to have undersized equipment, but we're going to do it. I've used the Lacertes. They're not horrible at Kuori. You put spoons or wobblers on, then you're asking for a bad time. But if you just use spinners, you still may grab a few things that you have to chase around the lake, but I think I'm all right with doing that. Good news is Kuori isn't that big of a lake, and it'll be, at least the way I fish it, is mainly trolling, so you can easily chase the fish around. Another good grayling here. Probably another 10, 15 silver. Yeah, that one's a little smaller than I thought it was. I thought it was over a kilo. Probably closer to 10 silver. 9 or 10. And this time we only need 90,000 more experience points, so we only went up 10,000. We needed 80,000 additional experience points to get to 16. Now we only need 90. Two of four. Still got some time, but it's gonna be close. Nope. That's a perch. Not what I wanted. I'm hoping maybe, well, like I said, I don't know if I actually want the black spiker again for trolling. I don't know, I'll have to look. I'm wondering if they're going to reset the store stocks at the end of the week here. Hello, good fish. Oh, I thought it was a lot closer than it was. A good grayling. Nope, keep your head facing me. Keep your head facing me. Come to Tucker. Come to Tucker. Nice. 2.5 kilo grayling. 4,300 experience points. That might be my biggest grayling yet. And if that is my biggest grayling, that may be my most expensive fish this series too. Got about 2 hours left in game. 5 minutes left, 6 minutes left. I don't think we're gonna get the 2 more rough we need. There's still time, but just doesn't feel like we're gonna do that. Which is unfortunate. I would have loved that, but from just a pure we need silver perspective, I would have loved that. Come on, fishy fish. It's not a 2.5 kilo, but it's probably a marker. Ooh, turned out to be a nice fish. 32.9 on spin fishing. Gonna be weird to go to Kuori with this high of spin fishing for me. Usually I'm going to Kuori with 0.1, whatever the starter old perch used to give you. So if you've only watched this episode, or this series, since this had the new tutorial system, you used to do a tutorial where you would go to Winding Rivulet and catch a perch as part, or typically was a perch, as part of the tutorial for your spin fishing tutorial. And usually I don't do a lot of spin fishing early on. Honestly, spin fishing is probably the quickest to level up, but you don't get as much silver in it. So I haven't done a lot of that in the past on my other account. I'm usually getting 2 Kuori with just that 1 perch caught, and then having to level up my spin fishing to unlock spoons and wobblers and things like that. Here, spoons are already unlocked for me. Wobblers are close. We're 2% away from wobblers. We don't have the equipment to use wobblers yet, so. Or we do, but not to catch the fish we want to on them. Decent grayling. 33.1%. Another bleak. And we still got time for one last spin cast. Let's see what we can do here. And I'm okay if the answer is nothing. Looks like it's going to be something, though. Another marker grayling. Let's do one more since that one was quick. And it's 11 o'clock, so that gets us basically up to the full hour. Looks like we got about a minute left in the recording. Which will be enough time to pull this in, pull the bottom rods in, and go sell. I don't think we got any cafe orders. Well, there might have been an 800 gram grayling cafe order. I can't remember. Can't remember if that was now or when it was raining. $42 gram rough, unlocked using a paternoster rig, which we probably won't use much in this series. I don't know, we'll see. Paternosters use ground bait and things like that, and not really planning on doing much with the ground bait, at least early on here. So let's go see what we got at the cafe. Well, do the usual fish market. I'm gonna guess over 100. 117. Nice. That 2.5 kilo grayling was 28. Brown trout was lower, was a lot lower than I thought it was. I thought that was closer to 20 silver fish. For how many fish did we have? 33 fish, 117, 118 silver. Not bad. Looking at the cafe, it was 544 gram rough. We got 2. We do get to sell a crappy crucian for 2. Chub 3 over 800. We got this one too. Okay, this is going to be a better day than I thought. Because there's 41 silver. No white-eye bream, no big-eyeds, no bream, no zander, no huge pike, no huge common carp, and no huge brown trout. So 117, we got 40, now it's 30, or 130, so gave up 14 to make 40 silver. That was definitely worth it. But we're up over 1,000. Personal record with the most expensive fish, so that grayling was the biggest grayling I've caught. So we're over 1,000 silver. Next steps would be to go get a rod, an upgraded rod for Kuori. I haven't done a whole lot of looking. Usually I tend to look at either the linear 78s here, but need to poke around a little bit more, see what I want before we do anything there. So I'm not going to buy anything here anyway because it's expensive. But Appreciate everybody watching. We'll be back again tomorrow over at a new lake. So we did get to level 16 today, so today was definitely a good day. But we'll be back again tomorrow over at Kuori. And I hope you all have a good one. Tight lines, and we'll talk to you all later. Bye bye now.